Hey, what's up, broski? Super Ninja Duke here, and welcome back for a tutorial video. I haven't done these in a while, but this is basically the basics of redstone. Basically the basics of redstone. Get it? Get it? No. Alright, so I'm basically going to be telling you all that redstone, it gets very complicated once you get into it, but it's very easy to understand at first. And I'm just going to tell you all that easy to understand stuff, but not that hard to understand stuff. So, first off, this is redstone dust. You can only place it on non-transparent blocks, like grass. You can't place it on glass because it's transparent. And these also act as insulators, and these also act as non-insulators. And I'll talk more about that later. Now these are pressure plates. Once you step on them, they activate a current in front of them and below them. And the wooden one, basically you can place an item there, it's item sensitive. And the stone one, you can't place an item on it, but you can walk on it. Only mobs can trigger it. Oh, by the way, if you hear me cough a bit, I'm a bit sick, so please excuse me. Now I'm gonna grab a bow for a little bit. So this is a redstone torch. It's used so it provides basically a permanent power source for anything. So as you can see, it's powering this lamp, and lamps light up when they're powered. These can also be used as inverters, which I will explain later. These are levers. You can use this to provide not a permanent signal. When it's on, it provides a permanent signal. It won't go on, but when it's off, it won't provide anything. And yeah, so this is a button. Now, a button, basically, it provides a sense of power for only a second or two, or for a second or something. I don't know, but it only provides instant power. It's sort of like static electricity. Only goes off once, and then you need to press it again and have another one. Now, wooden buttons, they are arrow sensitive. That was a fail. Yep, see, now I hit it with an arrow and it lit up, and I clicked with the arrow. Probably should have done that. Yeah, but it lights up when you hit the wooden button with an arrow, so it provides power when you use the arrow. The stone one, however, doesn't. You can only hit it, and it will provide the power. Now, those are basically the items. Now, there is a redstone repeater, and I actually forgot to put this down. Basically, you know what? I'm going to say that till later. I'm going to say that till later. So, basically, for redstone to be connected, let me grab some blue wool. Yeah. So for redstone to be connected, it needs you can't make redstone go up walls. You can make it go up a block. But in order to make just regular redstone, in order to make it go up one block, you need there to be no blocks between it. So it's blocking the current. Now, however, if you use a redstone repeater with this, it will power this block here. So even though this is still blocking it, it doesn't matter, because a redstone repeater, the idea is it can only provide power from one direction. So if I put it in this setup, it won't power this, but it will power this. It can also be used to provide a certain delay. So once I hit it, as you can see, this didn't go off right away. So also, oh, sorry, but so it's powering this block because it's only going this direction. It's powering this block, and because this block is powered freshly from a repeater, it powers this redstone and then goes into this lamp. Now you may be wondering, why doesn't it happen with just regular redstone wire? Because the redstone wire, it provides a weaker power source for this. But it provides a weaker power source, so it won't light this one up, but this one will, because there's a strong power source on this block. And I can use this to make stuff like this, stairways like that, yeah. So, we can also apply this situation here. As you can see, the redstone is powering this block, and it is putting this on again with the torches and the inverters. I remember I said torches can be used as inverters. Now, as you can see, I put this torch here and this torch here on this block, and this torch is powering this light. However, this is off, and this is providing permanent power. However, when I turn it on, as you can see, the redstone powers this block. And again, what I said about the repeaters, in order for this any redstone wiring or redstone repeater to be powered, a strong power source, meaning a redstone repeater, has to be used in order to make it go through this block. Or you could use a button or a lever, but if you didn't use that, you need a redstone repeater, because this will only pick up strong. Now this here, if as long as anything is powering it, whether it is a repeater or any redstone wiring, as long as it's, like if I put it here, because the redstone is not pointing here. Now that's something I haven't gone over yet. If the redstone isn't pointing at this block, you can see there's no redstone wiring going here. It's not going to power it. When I remove this, it's now pointing here, so it powers this. So basically, when this is powered by any type of power, as long as it's powering this block here and not powering here or whatever, it will turn off any torches on it. So that makes for a strong inverter system. Now you can apply this to make a type of torch tower. Now this is probably one of the most advanced things in this whole tutorial, but it's very, very useful. Basically, this powers this block, which turns off this torch, which turns on this torch because there's nothing powering this, which turns off this torch because there's nothing powering this, etc., etc. So, yeah, instead of making large staircases like this, instead of doing this, you can instead do that, and that's a lot more efficient. Oh, sorry. So, redstone repeaters are also used to relieve the signal of redstone. Now what I mean is that redstone has a certain distance rate, and when that distance rate is exceeded, it won't power anything more. As you can see, this isn't being powered because it's exceeded the rate it can travel. It can only travel about like 18 blocks. I'm not sure, but it travels about. So this here, it's relieving the power here. As you can see, this is more red than here because this provides the stronger power, and it relieves the power from here. If I remove this, it would be the same here. This isn't getting any power, and therefore, if I could get a lamp, very quick like, it will not power this. However, if I put a repeater here, it will power that. And see, it won't power that either. So, repeaters are useful. Now, this here is displaying the repeater's delay effect. Now, if I hit this button, as you can see, it doesn't go off right away. So, they can also be used to create an inconsistent signal. And now, actually, back with the torch thing, you can make redstone clocks like this. However, beware. As you can see, the torch, and neither the torch or the redstone is lighting up. That's because the torch has a burnout, and when it is fully going on and off and on and off, it sort of burns out like a battery. So, yeah, beware. If I remove this, it turns on again. But basically, the idea of the clock is, if I put a redstone repeater here, it'll be fine. There's tons of weird chunk updates happening. I have no idea what this is. But as you can see, it's going at a steady pace, no torch burnout. Basically, it powers this here, which, it depowers this, which turns this off, but then it doesn't power this, so this turns it on, and etc., etc. I'm gonna make it burn out to be a useless person. Yeah. So, just demonstrating the repeater effect. Repeaters are often stacked like this, so that there's going to be a slight delay, but on the bright side, there's going to be no running out of wire. So as you can see, it powers these two and off. It's also used to create very close wire interaction, because if I put redstone wiring like this, it'll connect to each other, and we don't want that. So, yeah. Now what I have here is a repeater clock. Oh, 1 second. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm back, and alright, so press this button. It makes a clock using repeaters. Why is there so much weird chunk updates? But basically, it goes around like this. And if I made all of this into no delay at all, it would become a lock. Or, wait. Yeah, it becomes a lock now, so it locks the power. So now there's an infinite power source. Yeah. So, the next thing I'm going to review is pistons. This is a regular piston. It can push blocks. However, when I retract it, it does not pull them back. Now the sticky piston, it can push blocks, but it also retracts them. Now there's a glitch where if you spam this, I can get it. Oh, yeah, if you didn't see that. But basically, the glitch is if you spam it a lot, because sometimes it'll end up like this, even though it's a sticky piston. It sometimes happens. Okay, so yeah. So now pistons can be used as gates. So basically, what I have here is this repeater is powering this block, which is powering this. So now if I remove that, it's not going to power that anymore. So yeah, it can be used as a type of latch. Also, pistons, if the redstone is on the block that's right next to it or something like that, it powers this block, which powers this. So that is also worth noting. Now, these are bud switches. Now, it's a type of combination. Basically, you need precisely, not precisely, but this has to be one like next to it and a block above it and the block next to it, like this, as you can see. And this here, it doesn't have to be pointing at the piston, because if I press the lever when it's pointed at the piston, it'll make the piston move. Point is, if I make this, nothing's going to happen because it's not pointing at the piston, so it's not going to power it. If I hit this, nothing's going to happen. However, watch the magic. See? It's a glitch. Okay, I have no idea how it happens. I really don't. As much redstone knowledge I have no idea why that happens. But if I do this again, it closes. So yeah, that's the bud switch. Whew. Alright. Now pistons. Fun facts. After a certain number of... They can't push a lot of blocks like this. So, they can't do that. And like I said before, if it's not pointing, it's not going to do that. So, a lot of people use repeaters to power it. And if it's powering this block, it'll power the piston too. So, these are tripwires, very simple. If a mob's standing on this tripwire, it'll emit a signal. As you can see, it turns off those torches. Yeah, it's really simple, not very self-explanatory. These are redstone repeater locks. They're not a self-block that you can craft, but they're made when you do this. Yep, as you can see, this changed into a redstone repeater with like a bedrock thing here. So, basically, if I turn on the power here, you notice it does not turn on this. This is because if a redstone repeater is powering another one, it locks that redstone repeater into a redstone lock, which basically locks the state of power it's in. So it's basically locking it to an off state. So no matter how I try, it's never going to emit power into here. However, if I turn this off and then turn this back on, as you can see, it's not a lock anymore because it's not being powered by a redstone repeater, so it'll emit power. But if I turn this on too, it still becomes a redstone lock. But if I turn this off, it's locked as a redstone lock with on power, so it stays there. Now, this is a bit of a puzzle, I guess you could say. It's actually not really much of a puzzle. All you really need to do is that. But, yeah. So, that's redstone locks. And these are command blocks. Now, if I hit this button, now if I turn it to night, and I hit this button, it turns it back to day. Now, this command block has the command time set day. It'll set the time to day. So basically, yeah. And if you're wondering what this is here, at P means the nearest player to the command block, at R means random players, and at A means all players. Then you can combine this into something that can change game modes and do stuff to players. So I'm in survival mode, right? So if I hit this button, I'm now in creative. That's because this says game mode 1 at P. So that changes the nearest player's game mode into creative. Pretty self-explanatory. You just need to figure out the commands, which a lot of people haven't. Now, half slabs do play a role into redstone. Now, if I put one that's just one that doesn't have a top, I can place it here. However, if I put down an upside down one, I can place it on. So, you can use this to make towers, because if you do not know this, upside down slabs, they do not block the current of redstone. So if I make it, it can make a pretty elaborate staircase. So it powers this using this. And that's actually the same with glowstone, ironically, even though it doesn't show it like going up here and stuff. But it doesn't block the redstone current, so you should be fine with that. Yeah, it turns off this. When I turn this off, it turns on that. Yeah, it works. These are note blocks. They basically make a tune whenever you do that. You can tune them by hitting them right or left click. I did not mean to do that, but yeah. You can make very sophisticated songs with them. Yeah, as you can see, it does that, yeah. Now this is TNT. It's a very explosive source. Now if I hit this, as you can see, this here is powering the block under it, so it powers the TNT. It's like pistons. And this is powering this block here, so it's powering that too. So if I hit this, there's water underneath here. Don't worry, it won't blow up anything. So as you can see, there's water under here. TNT does not blow up in water. So, and if the redstone is not pointing at the TNT, it won't blow up. So as you can see, nothing's blowing up. Yeah. So, now there's one more thing I have to show you. Mine carts. Now this is a powered rail. And when it's powered by redstone, it basically increases the power of a minecart. And when it's not powered, it slows it down. And the other thing I want to show you is detector rails. When a minecart passes over, it releases a signal, a redstone signal. So, I'm going to show this all in a minecart ride home. Oh, wait, actually, I think I forgot something. Yes, I forgot something. Ooh. Alright, so, first of all, doors, iron doors can only be opened with redstone power. Okay, yeah, can only be opened with redstone power. You can see, open door, yeah. And trapdoors, or any type of door, like a wooden door would do that too. So, yeah, anything could do that. Trapdoors, because of the new update, now they can actually work like a trapdoor. They can be used to make pretty handy traps, if you ask me. And also, where's the little thing? These are dispensers. Basically, they dispense the item they have in the GUI. This one has a diamond. If I cover this and power it, it gives me a diamond. And this is the same here. It gives me another diamond. However, this one has a diamond in it, but again, the redstone needs to be pointing at this. You need to use your repeater, or you just need it to make it go like this, and then it'll power, and I get another diamond. If you can put redstone over it, and it'll still work. Except I put a firework in this one. Fireworks are, you can use dispensers to dispense fireworks, basically. You can make pretty elaborate and detailed stuff. Like, detailed fireworks shows. Yeah, wait, let me just for a second, I need to check them. Alright, I'm back. So, I'm going to ride this minecart back to the spawn. Let's go. Alright, so as you can see, these rails made it go slower, and it eventually stopped it. And these detector rails triggered fireworks, and these powered rails launched it far. You can't make it jump, but you can make it like launch for a little bit. And when it passed over this detector rail, you may have not heard it, but I saw it. It activated these 2 no blocks. So, yeah, that's the basics of redstone in a nutshell, basically. So, I have not forgotten anything, which, no, I haven't. So, this has been the basics of redstone by Super Ninja Judo 10. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribing would help. Like plus fame. Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'll see you later, broskies. Thanks for watching.